doesn't sound good, guys.
From Water Frank. Wait, he's attacking Water Frank?
He's attacking Water Frank!
Oh, I'm dead.
Get him!
Yeah, wait, when I died,
Water
I
Frank
got
now!
at that point.
What? No. Oh, Frank's going
He's dead,
for it.
he's dead, he's
Frank's
dead.
joining in. Frank. Most of today was spent trying to integrate Daniel into our clan. Everything that's happening to you is happening for a good reason.
I feel like I'm gonna better get bent over.
I mean,
Hey, that comes tomorrow. You're not supposed to know about that.
yes, that's the initiation, alright? Why do you think that this is called the Ass Bankers Clan, alright? That name didn't just come out of nowhere. The morning of day 28 Toast was not having a good time.
But again, god damn it.
Alpha Raptor. Oh my god.
What the? Why is that shark swimming on land?
It'll grow.
Dude, that Alpha Raptor is still eating your body, Toast. I don't know how fat you were. That thing's taking some time. Like the,
Big boy.
Yep, we're still spending our day trying to get more narco berries and trank arrows.
Beer barrel? Guys, my new mission. Fuck the building. I'm making beer. That's all I'm doing.
Apparently it's a pain in the ass.
Buddy, listen, that's all I'm doing. That's all I'm doing. That's my entire mission in this whole series now is just to make beer.
It is now day 29. We had thought our Triceratops Spank had died, but it turns out he was just hiding over here.
No, we were good now.
Oh,
I got
our
it.
Triceratops isn't dead. It's still over here.
That's sick.
I just found him. Yeah, Spank's over here. I feel like now's a good time to remind you that Frank has been Jay's best friend over the past probably 25 days and helped him every single step of the way with building his beautiful storage house. I'm injured. I'm dead.
I just can't get a clear shot.
I got murked by an Alpha Raptor there.
Oh my god. I don't have any good weapons for this.
He is
No! Spank died!
Oh man, thanks.
Spank died!
What about Frank?
Thank.
Frank! No!
Shut the fuck up, my guy. Goddamn.
Oh no! Frank!
I spent so much time leveling him up!
James,
I'm gonna just have to wait till morning.
James, Jesus,
I'm gonna
God,
just
dude.
have to
Jaden's
wait
just gone.
till morning.
Jaden's upset.
I'm gonna just start picking berries while I wait.
Frank, bro, you know how long I spent leveling up his carrying capacity? But he was level 23!
Well, it turns out you should have been upgrading his health.
Day 30, we decided to use every trank arrow we had to try and knock out this raptor to tame him. God damn it!
Yes! Yes!
He's dead.
Fuck me. No,
God
fuck
damn
him,
it.
bro.
Come over here.
No, it wasn't worth it. Alright, well, I'm gonna get the meat off.
So yeah, we lost all of our trank arrows and our best dinosaurs. But you know what? At least we got some prime meat.
I'm doing my best, but I'm kind of freaking. Ah, never mind. I'm not learning that. I'm learning the toilet. Sorry, I can't afford it.
The morning of day 31 was going around trying to collect some keratin. After this, I was finally a high enough level and had everything I needed to craft myself a saddle for my flying guy. I'm flying, fellas. I got an airborne.
How did you?
I had to drop all my weight though, because this thing can't carry too much. Day 32, I was still trying to figure out this flying stuff. Jaden also thought it might be a good idea to order a pizza while live on stream.
Do you think it's safe to do the phone call of ordering a pizza live on stream? As long as I
Well,
pay at the
you
door?
have to kind of have to say your address, don't you?
Yeah, but I could just mute it.
A Domino's team member will be with you.
Uh-oh.
Domino's.
No!
What?
Please tell me you're still on the phone with them screaming.
I mean, it was.
Your light
Town's
hung up?
fine.
Just town, yeah.
Just call them back. Hey, sorry.
Hey, sorry about that. I dropped my phone. Okay.
Can you not tell me where I live?
I don't think they heard me scream. They might be concerned because they heard me screaming. Oh, this is a disaster.
Alright, I'd be scream. That'd be funny. Next time, we put your address too.
Second special Domino's pizza. How can I help you?
Hi, first I get drop by. Could I just grab a large pepperoni pizza?
Okay, for delivery.
How do you do? I'm Dusteroo, and I want to talk to you about the killers in Dead by Daylight, who are, willing or not, participate in the trials killing survivors at the entity's command, forced to play its sick game of cat and mouse blinding cat, and mouse shaking its ass every time the cat makes a mistake. We're going to be talking about which killers in the entity's realm would turn on her or even fight against her if the opportunity ever were to arise. Who would fight for their freedom and bring the trials to an end, or who would stand beside the entity to keep the trials going forever? Basically, if Dead by Daylight's Civil War ever broke out, who would be standing on each side? How we're doing this is we're looking at the characters' lore, motivations, and what they get out of being a part of the trials. We're going to have 3 separate categories. The pro-entity side, killers who like their new life and want to continue killing as long as the entity allows. The indifferent or neutral characters, the ones who would not stand with the entity if they had to pick a side, but also don't care enough to go against her. They can take or leave the trials going on forever. And finally, the anti-entity side, where they will actively participate in trying to free themselves from the entity's control, and even go as far as fight against and maybe even kill the entity. We're looking at all 33 killers. Licensed and legendary cosmetics will not be included, only the original 33 killers in their basic appearance. I may do the cosmetics in a future video, but we'll see if people like this one first. So let's start talking about which killers would turn on the entity. The Trapper, Evan McMillan, a daddy's boy, coming from a wealthy family that made their fortunes from the mines and the exploitation of others. Run efficiently and brutally by his literally psychopathic father, groomed to see workers as no more than mere tools, rather than humans. Evan was given every reason to be as cruel as his father, but in spite of all the factors to push him away from it, Evan had compassion and sympathy with the mine's workers. He just unfortunately didn't have a backbone to support it. Evan did not dare disobey his father. Not entirely loyal, but if Daddy said jump, he would do his best pogo stick impression, even if that meant killing 100 men just because one sold him out. But after this event, it seems he broke free and possibly killed his father, showing that he had finally shaken off the chains of expectations his father had locked him into a long time ago, until he was brought into the entity's realm and was told to dance like a killer puppet to his new master's tune. Seeing as the Trapper's whole arc and tragedy is him breaking free of what he was commanded to do, and now knowing that all the sharp pieces of metal jutting out of him like the world's worst acupuncture session showed that he tried to resist the demands of the entity, but ultimately fell back into his subservient role. So that leads me to believe that when, or if the day were to come, Evan McMillan would shake off his chains once again and not repeat the mistakes of his past. So the Trapper is going to be our first anti-entity killer. The Wraith, Philip Ojomo. Cue the Doomer meme. Philip's past is coated in blood and trauma, growing up in a war-torn country witnessing the worst humanity has to offer, losing family and any sense of normalcy he had ever known. He was also really stealthy and good with fire. He fled his country filled with only memories and regrets of what he did to survive, and left for America, the land of hopes and dreams, apple pie and crippling medical debt. A place where he could live a quiet, peaceful life, not needing to see or participate in anything regarding killing or crime. Well, he thought. Turns out he spent his Monday to Friday, 9 to 5, turning people into small cubes. Think of the R-rated version of WALL-E and you pretty much get the gist. The Wraith, over his time working in Azeroth's records yard, probably pressed the kill button on dozens upon dozens of people, which made this sad boy into a mad boy, where he finally got to try his favorite finishing move from Mortal Kombat on the man that turned him into a mass murderer. Wraith now spends his days doing what he always did, surviving. When it comes to the entity telling you to do something, you do it. But just as he wanted a life free of killing, I think given a reasonable chance, would turn on the entity and maybe finally find some peace. He goes into the anti-entity army. The hillbilly, Max Thompson Jr., or Boy, what not touching grass does to a person. Born to his wealthy farm-owning parents in the shape and color of a burlap sack, he was locked away out of shame of his deformities, only ever being allowed out to see the sun, to beat animals, ground beef, or whatever meat that animal would become. So what happens when you don't educate or socialize a person, and endlessly traumatize them while they contain unnatural strength from their deformities? You get a supersonic beast of a man. The hillbilly has few desires but to destroy and mutilate all life he comes into contact with. And freedom. So he sits in an odd middle ground where he would not want to be forced to kill or act against his own free will. So I think that he does not like being in the entity's realm. He wants to roam free the open fields like a wild animal, only to keep himself company. But I don't believe he would care enough or stand alongside anyone else to oppose the entity in any real way. He's fine with keeping the status quo. Besides, he does get to hurt, and that's a consolation prize for him. So I'm going to place him into the indifferent category. He would not fight against or stand with the entity if given the choice. The nurse, Sally Smithson, a woman who tells you to pull yourself up by your bootstraps. A widow after her husband died in a logging accident. That feel when no one says timber. Rip Andrew, gone too soon. After becoming alone in the world, which she needed to work, beggars can't be choosers, so nursing at Crotus Penn Asylum seems like a decent enough gig, right? A mental asylum in the early 1900s? Sounds like heaven to work in. After some years, she got sick of looking at all these slackers and euthanized 50 patients out of disgust. She did not become a nice lady, and I think that the desire to purify gave her some purpose and feeling of superiority in her life.